Hello and welcome to the South Fiordland bush flying series. And if you're new to me and this video series, check the link in the description to episode number 1, which will tell you all about this, where we are, what we're doing, etc. So, the original XP11 South Fiordland had custom trees. They were the Flyaggy library ones, but I made them into a custom object to make them a little shorter. With this new X-Plane 12 vegetation in here now, there are some which appear noticeably taller. And there's also some palm trees I see, which are definitely not in the real Fiordland, but it will have to do for now. If we get custom libraries of trees in the future, I can maybe start looking at a better representation of what is actually here then. But for now, this mixed set of Lamada default trees, it looks kind of nice, and South Fiordland is a fantasy country, so I suppose it can have some fantasy trees too, until there's a better option. And here at least they do the job as it did in X-Plane 11 of giving you plenty of room to land while still being there as a corridor to not run off sideways into. Yeah, it will do for this version of South Fiordland anyway. As I've always said, once I'm finished with my real New Zealand scenery and got all that converted, I probably will scrap South Fiordland and start again building a brand new one, with lots of new places, new stupid stuff. But as that is some time off yet, then fingers crossed there might be better vegetation options by then as well. But for what we've got right now, yep, South Arm passes the first look beta test, and so we'll follow the Field Tours brochure, which says next we head south to the lodge at Green Lake, and here you can enjoy views and the lake in the secluded and peaceful environment. By the way, if you are new to me and South Fiordland, you may be wondering, why is he flying a Beechcraft Baron and not a proper bush aircraft when he's talking about this being a scenery full of bush airstrips? Well, of all my aircraft in X-Plane 11, this is the one where I was most likely to get a prop strike on the ground. So I built all these airstrips so that I could get a Baron into them, but in some cases only just. I like the feel of the aircraft anyway, but with the extra speed compared to a true bush aircraft and the prop clearance issues from the ground, the Baron does add an extra level of panic to the whole thing, and I do enjoy that. Coming much later in the second part of the delivery route brochure, there are smaller airfields where you will need a bush plane, but for a lot of South Fiordland, a Baron is acceptable to use, and personally I recommend it as it's a lot more fun as you'll be pushing the limits at some of the airfields. Yeah, maybe a bush plane for your first go around here to see everywhere and work out where the airstrips are and how to land at them. But after that, then a Baron is the entertaining option for South Fiordland. And I've also copied my X-Plane 11 Baron over, as I did have a few flights with the X-Plane 12 default Baron, and that does feel different. Maybe the new one is more realistic, I don't know, but this X-Plane 11 version I have, I just prefer flying it, and especially landing it. with landings, I've not looked, but I'd be willing to bet the X-Plane 12 Baron has a different coefficient for the amount of grip that the tyres have on the ground. While you're getting bounced around on uneven dirt runways like here, the 12 version seems to slide and drift more as if it's on ice, so I'm sticking with this 11 version for now. I just find it more fun to fly in general, and around South Fiordland it's a better choice than the default X-Plane 12 Baron, and certainly more exciting than slower things like the Cessna 172 for instance. Right, airfield over to our left, and on approach you may see a small jetty with a couple of boats. That used to be a boathouse kind of building which turned into a missing object during the conversion, and I've already fixed that one and put a new small pier in there. The reason I fixed it is because I filmed the first 2 legs of this new series before I noticed that I wasn't recording any sound at all, so it would have been a silent movie. So I've started again and did set the recording software to capture sounds this time, but that means I have actually been here once today already and have fixed what was wrong with the place. Basically it was just replacing that one missing boathouse object, and the rest of it's near enough it can stay. Yeah, so with that first attempt at filming, this is my second landing of the day here, and that's a lot better than the first one was. Yeah, the first one was a bit of a thud into the ground, so yeah, quite happy with the second option. Yeah, I have fixed the jetty, but it was nice to see that the Nun is still safely contained in her cage. If you didn't know, South Fiordland does have a bit of a problem with packs of wild nuns roaming in the forest. Safety advice is that if you are confronted with a wild nun, lie down, curl into a ball and cover your head. The nun may pour at you or recite some Bible verses in Latin, but the nuns will eventually get bored and go away, so you should be okay. Although if you can avoid an encounter with a wild nun in the first place, or had some anti-nun spray, that would be the safer option for you. So, here's Green Lake then.